The Ascendancy is the new seasonal weapon for Season of the Lost within Destiny 2. Now, it has become a tradition here on the channel for me to show you all the fastest way possible to get your hands on these new seasonal weapons while being a solo player. This season is no different. That's right, boys. I, Papa myfi, am here to save the day. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration. This video is really just going to show you all the fastest way to get your hands on this season's seasonal weapon. But before we get started, plugs gotta be plugs. So if you're new, and only if you enjoy my videos or find them useful, then feel free to subscribe. And yeah, that's all I really got. So let's just dive into it. So starting us off, this season's seasonal weapon quest is a little different than previous seasons. And by a little, well, I mean a lot. In fact, it's not even a quest anymore. There is no going and picking up a quest. It is simply a rank up reward from either of the three main playlist vendors. So Crucible, Vanguard, and Gambit. Now, it is nice that they are continuing to allow us to pick which activity we want to do in order to unlock seasonal weapons, but it's the reward from rank 16. So, you know, the reward before the Incident Shard, and if my math is correct, that's 9,000 rep points. Meaning whichever activity you decide to do in order to get it, well, it's going to take some time. I'm going to be upfront and say this isn't meant to be done in a day. It's very obvious that Bungie meant for us to unlock this weapon throughout the season. But you're not here to get it done over the course of the season. You're here to get it done really quickly. So the activity you're going to be doing in order to get Ascendancy the fastest is the Vanguard playlist. Now, this is because of one reason, and that's the streak bonuses. With the revamp to the Vanguard rewards this season also came streak bonuses. Streak bonuses aren't new by any means. We have them in both Crucible and Gambit, but now they're in Vanguard strikes. For Gambit and Crucible, it's pretty obvious how streaks work. You win a match and you increase your streak by 1, capping at 5. Lose a match and your streak will go down by 1, assuming you're not already at 0. The higher the streak, the more rep you get upon completing a match. And this is another reason why we're going to be choosing strikes. You can't always control when you're going to lose a match inside of Crucible and Gambit, whereas with strikes, well, losing your streak bonus is completely within your control, which we'll talk about in just a second. Now, with Vanguard strikes, it's a little different because there is no winning or losing per se. You start a streak by finishing a strike. Each strike completed should increase your streak by 1, capping out at 5. Now, I say should because it doesn't always. I experienced multiple times being at a 0 streak, completing 5 strikes, and being at, well, a 5 streak, which makes total sense. But other times, I would complete 5 strikes and only be at a 3 to 4 streak. Now, this could be because of the strikes that I was doing, which wasn't always a playlist strike. It was the Lake of Shadows that was selected straight from the directory. But even then, I retested it, and it was still a toss-up if I would get to a 5 streak within 5 match completion. Also, if you're wondering how you lose your streak, because I mentioned it just a minute ago, well, you'll lose 1 streak bonus for every strike you back out of, and you'll completely lose your streak if you play a different activity. So if you go hop into Crucible and Gambit, you're on a 5 streak, well, now you're on a 0 streak. But besides that, you can go to the tower, you can pretty much do anything else in the game that's not a playlist activity, and you can even close the game. I did that multiple times and retained my streak bonus. Now, the difficulty of the strike you do does affect how much rep you are awarded upon completion. The more difficult, the more rep, except for regular playlist strikes and strikes selected from the directory. They literally award the same rep and they scale the same. So if you have a 0 streak bonus and you do a playlist strike or a strike selected directly from the map, well, you're going to get the same rep. And then if you have a 5 streak bonus and you do a playlist strike or a strike selected from the map, you're going to get the same. So there is literally no point in doing Vanguard strike playlist. You don't know if you're going to get a strike that you can blaze through super fast or a strike that has a health gated boss. So you might as well choose the strike that you know is going to take the least amount of time. It doesn't make sense. You would think Vanguard strikes would always award more than strikes you select from the map, but no. Then of course there are Nightfalls, which do indeed award the most rep. The higher difficulty Nightfall, the more rep you will earn. So now that you have a pretty good understanding on how the new Vanguard rep system along with streak bonuses work, let's get into the game plan. The game plan is to hop into a Lake of Shadows directly from the directory and speed through it until you have a 5 streak. From there, you are going to transition to the 1290 Nightfall, which is the highest level Nightfall with matchmaking. The Nightfall this week is the Hollowed Layer, so it's not too bad. Yes, it does have Scorn champs in it, along with Scorn that have stasis abilities, But even then, you should be fine. I'm not going to get into exact numbers on how much rep each Nightfall difficulty gives along with what streak bonus you're on and how that multiplies because, well, it's really a waste of your time because everyone is going to be different depending on what rank they are with the Vanguard. So yeah, just know that the higher difficulty Nightfall, the more rep. The higher rank you are with the Vanguard, the more rep. And the higher your streak bonus, the more rep. Now, for the loadout, because it is the 1290 and match game isn't on, you don't need to worry about elements. This means we're slapping on good old Trinity Ghoul. Hollowed Layer has a lot of ads, and Trinity Ghoul can kill a lot of ads. Also, there are overload champs, and Trinity Ghoul, being a bow, has overload abilities with the seasonal artifact mod this season. Now, if you are worried about unstoppable champions, well, I really wouldn't be, considering there's only a few of them and they can easily be overpowered in the 1290. Now, if you do want to run something like a fusion rifle with unstop, then go for it. I just never saw the point, so I never actually ran an unstoppable weapon with the mod on it. So yeah. Besides Trinity Ghoul, well, run whatever you want. It's 1290, so you don't really need to put too much thought into it. Now, I want to quickly mention the 1320 Nightfall because it does award more rep, and if you can get a team together to run it, well, it could be even faster than running the 1290 with randoms. And like I just said, it will award more rep. Yes, this is a solo guide video, but if you're looking to knock this quest out, then I am going to offer anyone that needs it an invitation to my Discord. I do this with just about every seasonal weapon where I create a dedicated channel for solo players to find other solo players to fire team up with and help one another get whatever the seasonal weapon is. This time it's even better because crossplay is here, so no matter what platform you're on, you can join up with people and start chipping away at this quest. In all reality, solo queuing the 1290 will take you about an entire day of grinding, whereas the 1320 will take you a little bit less. So if you really want to speed through it and get the Ascendancy, then join the Discord. And lastly, if you are running the 1320 with people from my Discord, I recommend Monarch instead of Trinity Ghoul as match game is on, along with Raider Shield, aka Scorns have Void Shields. Monarch is a bow, so you have overload, spreads poison to help with ad clear, and is void for those Scorn shields. And that is how to get Ascendancy the fastest way possible as a solo player currently. If done correctly, it should take you about a day of some grinding solo, or about half a day with a dedicated fire team speeding through the 1320s. Now, technically, if you wanted to wait until Lake of Shadows is the Nightfall this season, because it is going to be one of the Nightfalls, then it would be even faster. But yeah, that's up to you. Overall, the Ascendancy, in my opinion, is a good rocket, but it's not great. Honestly, I'm kind of let down, especially since they nerfed Explosive Light to where it only increases the damage by 15%. So yeah. Hopefully, they'll buff Explosive Light because in its current state, it will not be replacing my God Roll Hezen's Vengeance anytime soon. But with all that being said, if you enjoyed the video, then Nova Warp into that like button for me, baby. And I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.